Hey everyone, I have something really exciting to share with you today. This has been so highly requested. Every single video I've done recently, people have asked me my opinions on this collection and the various products from it, so it's really exciting. I actually have a whole video dedicated to the new Urban Decay holiday collection for 2013. I have all the products that were released in the UK for this collection to share with you. I'll do like little mini reviews in this video as well, so that if you were interested in one particular thing, I'll just give like a little mini overview of it. First of all, I will start with the pencil sets that they've released. It's very exciting because they've released two different sets over here in the UK for the holidays. And this is the first one I'll share with you. It is the Black Market 24/7 Glide On Eye pencil set. These are the travel size. They're very, very pretty. I really, really like the shade selection on this. There's 6 of them. I believe one of them is already in the permanent line, which I believe is Desperation, which is this kind of matte grey. And the other 5 are brand new. What I love about the Black Market set, it's quite like the smoked eyeliner set that was released last year for the holidays. It's very, very wearable. There are lots of different wearable shades in here, but there are still some jewel tones. So first of all, there's West, which is a very, very beautiful coppery brown. It's quite dark. This one is Desperation, which of course is in the permanent line, I believe, and that's a matte pale grey. The next one is Black Market, which is not just a regular black, it's actually a black satin, so it's kind of like Zero but with a kind of a satin overlay, which is very pretty and unusual, and they haven't ever released anything like this to my knowledge. The next one is Riot, which is a very deep purple, once again jewel toned. The one next to that is Apathy, which is stunning. It's this very dark mossy green, but with kind of a gold kind of overlay to it. It's very, very pretty. And then the last one is Ink, which is so pretty. This is actually a dark kind of royal blue. Once again, jewel tone, so it's not a matte. The next pencil set I was so pleased to see that we got in the UK this year, because the first one, which was not last year I believe, but the year before, that was released in the States for Christmas, we didn't get. I don't know why. I was expecting to get it and I was expecting it to be released over here, but it wasn't. So I was so pleased to see that this has been released as part of the holiday collection this year. So this is the Ocho Loco 2 Glide On pencil set. These are full size. This is £40. It's quite a steep price point. But if you kind of break down the cost of it, you're saving a ridiculous amount of money, because these pencils are very, very, very expensive to buy individually. So if you wanted all of these, you get 8. If you wanted all of them individually, it's going to set you back way more than the cost of this kit. You also get a little duo grindhouse sharpener, which I love and I've heard people rave about. Temptalia said that this is one of her favourite eye pencil sharpeners, and it's a double one. These, as I said, are full size and they are beautiful. They are gorgeous. The one that is in the permanent range, actually I believe there are 2 in the permanent range that I already have. This is Perversion, which is their blackest black, and Perversion is the most amazing black eye pencil. If you don't have it, you need to go and check it out if you wear a lot of black eyeliner, because it's amazing. It just doesn't budge. The other one that's in the permanent line is Roach, which is this kind of it's kind of a bronzy brown, a little bit darker than Smog. Then you get, I believe the other 6 are brand new, let me see. 4 totally brand new shades. So we then have Twice Baked here, which is kind of a neutral brown. The next one is Crave, which is like Smoke, that I use a lot in my tutorials, but a little bit darker. We then have Deep End, which is of course an eyeshadow I just adore. So this is kind of like the sister in pencil form. So that's Deep End. That's this beautiful, beautiful turquoisey blue. The one next to that is this gorgeous forest green, and it's called Mars. And I'm so excited to use this in a tutorial because it looks gorgeous. And then we have Ultraviolet, which is this very beautiful marine blue with kind of like a fuchsia overlay. And then the next one is Tornado, which I believe is kind of the sister in pencil form, once again, to Tornado eyeshadow that was in the Glinda palette from the Oz Great and Powerful collection. Urban Decay have repackaged their heavy metal glitter gel liners, and I have the 7 that they have re-released to share with you today with the holiday collection. They are beautiful. I'm wearing one today. This one is Midnight Cowboy, and it's this beautiful, very bronzy gold, and I have that on underneath my little lash line, if it will show up. It may show up. Just a little hint. And this is what I love about these glitter eyeliners, is they're not chunky, they're very, very refined. So you can get away with wearing them during the day like I've done, because they just kind of catch the light. They're like a glint, they're not full on bang, really bright, chunky glitter. So this one's Midnight Cowboy, that's the one I'm wearing underneath my lower lash line. Really beautiful. I really like that. If you're just going to get one out of the 7 that they've re-released, I would get this one because I would say it's the most wearable. It seems to be, from the swatches I've done earlier, the most pigmented, and I think it's just, they are £13 each. They're quite pricey for what they are, so I think if you really want to get one, then I would definitely get this one, because I think you're going to get the most wear out of this, especially with Christmas coming up. It's just a very nice colour, and very wearable for a glitter. So that's Midnight Cowboy. The others, this one is Glam Rock, which I actually have. Let me see. I have from the original formulation and packaging, and it's much better than your packaging. So this is the original Glam Rock, and this is the new packaging. You can see much better, I think. So that's the old one. This one is Amp. It's this beautiful turquoisey blue with silver shimmer in it, and kind of like a dark blue overlay. Gorgeous. The next one is Junk Show, which is very unusual. It is a beautiful fuchsia, and it has green, blue, and dark purple glitter in it. So that's Junk Show. Look at that. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. I love that one. So this one is Spandex, which very, very dark marine blue. It actually has red glitter in it. I didn't realise that. It's very hard to detect that in the tube, but I swatched it on my hand. It's got red glitter throughout it. It's very, very pretty. And then the other two, this one is Distortion, which is a very plain, well, it's not plain, but it's kind of like a fairy wing. It's a really beautiful white. It's kind of like snow with a pink kind of overlay to it. It's got some green in it as well. And then the last one is AC/DC, which is just, very dark purple. This is an interesting product that is kind of a re-release and a recreation of one of Urban Decay's first palettes, if not the first palette they ever did. Don't quote me on that, but I have read that. I believe I read that on X Sparkage's blog. It was one of the first palettes they came out with. And it's called the Face Case. This particular one is called Shattered. And if I show you the back, you get 5 eyeshadows, you get 2 blushes, a cheek highlighter, a travel size pencil in 0, and a I always get the name of these, a super saturated high shine lip colour in Love Child, which I don't have, so I was very excited about that. I believe Love Child was released a couple of springs ago, and it looked so beautiful, and it's very, very pretty. So this is the face case. There have been some confusion about these face cases. There were 2 that were released in the States with this collection. This one, which is Shattered, and the other one, which is Anarchy, which is the same kind of, it follows the same pattern, but it's a little bit darker in terms of its blush and its lip colour and the eyeshadows. Anarchy, however, was a Sephora exclusive. It really wasn't made clear enough at the time, but it was, and it is in the States, a Sephora exclusive, so we only got this one. But I think they were very, very similar, in my opinion, so I only really think we needed to get one. You don't need both of them. Really cool idea. I just love it. It's such a cool design. It looks like this, and it's very pretty. And this is actually flat. It's not beveled. So nice for travel. And there are 2 different layers, as you can see here. The first one is where you get your liner, which is 0. I have so many zeros, but you know, hang on a minute. Let me take this out. It's always good to have a black liner. So that's a travel size 0 pencil. And then we have the 5 eyeshadows, which look like this. They are beautiful. I really, really like them. I think they're very wearable. From the pictures, I was kind of nonplussed about them, but in the flesh, they're very, very pretty. So they don't have the names underneath them, but they do have the names on the back of the box. So we have Shakedown. This is difficult to do. We have Shakedown, which is this one. Then the other one is Remix, which is the purple. The one next to that is, I can't see, Nameless. And then these are 2 matte shades. So the other matte shades, there's Minus Sin, which is the pinky one, and Bleach, which is just kind of like the regular matte highlighting shade, which I love. So I think they're very, very pretty. So that's the eyeshadows you get. Oh, and also the eyeshadows in this, 4 of them are brand new, which is brilliant. And then underneath, you got another layer. You have your super saturated pencil, and they've saved space with this. It's very clever. They've actually managed to save space with this by kind of putting it in its own little compartment, so I think that's kind of cool. So that's Love Child you get with that. And then underneath you get another mirror, and you get your two cheek colours and your highlighter. Now the highlighter is freaking awesome. The highlighter is called Glisten, I believe. Glint, totally wrong, Glint. And then we have Temper, which is this one, and Overexposed. So if I'll just swatch the highlighter for you because it's really beautiful. And then we have the blush, which is very, very nice, which is matte. And then this is Overexposed, which is kind of, could be used as a contour shade, I suppose. Very pretty. I was very excited to see this. There's a theme here, guys, can you tell? I'm very excited about the whole collection. I think it's beautiful. But anyway, I was particularly excited about this because you know me, I love my cheek highlighters. This is the Naked Illuminated Shimmering Powder for face and body. This is the packaging. This is £20. I think a reasonable price for quite a big highlighter. The packaging of the actual highlighter is stunning. This is actually like a fabric. It's kind of like a really nice kind of like a suede, and I just love it. And this once again has two compartments. They've really utilised their space with their products this year. I think that's something I'm definitely noticing with them. They're kind of downsizing the size of their products, because if you think about like a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, you know, you had the big box suitcase type Book of Shadows. Now everything's just kind of little and ditty, and I like it. So this is the Naked Illuminated powder. It has two compartments, one on the bottom, which has the little brush, which is a very nice brush. I like it. Very nice brush. And then you have the powder and the mirror up the top. The powder is beautiful. I have that as my highlight today. It is quite shimmery though, I will say that. It is quite shimmery. It's 6 grams, a fair size I think, and once, you know, it's supposed to be huge because you can use it over your shoulders and the rest of your body and wherever you like really. I've used it on the tops of my cheekbones. It's quite shimmery. It reminds me, strangely enough, even though the tones of them seem quite different in the pan, it reminds me so much of MAC's Silver Dusk. It kind of has those like very fine glittery particles in it, but if you tap your brush off, you're just left with this beautiful sheen. It's very like Silver Dusk in that respect. I really like it, and there it is on my hand. Beautiful. I really like it. I think it's gorgeous, and I can never have too many highlighters. So I think if you like Silver Dusk by MAC, you will love this. It's kind of like Silver Dusk in a pan form. Now this is the product that everyone has been asking me about and what I think of it and whether they should get it and whether it was like the first Vice palette. This is Vice 2. First of all, I love the packaging. This first Vice palette kind of had that rubberized NARS type texture to the outside of the packaging, which I don't like. It picks up hair and it picks up glitter and it just picks up everything, and it just, over time, it just looks a little bit run through the mill. This I really like, and this is quite interesting because I was reading online that the packaging for this is kind of like a watercoloured blurred flower effect. No two are alike, so I think that's quite cool actually. This is £42. It is limited edition, and they said it will definitely sell out, so if you want it, if you're a collector, definitely go and get it. It works on the same principle as the last Vice palette, or rather I should say the first Vice palette. It kind of has a slow opening release. It has a full-size mirror. Mine had a little bit of a prang in transit getting to me, and one of the dark shades was all over the place. But I've cleaned it up and there really wasn't that much damage, so I'm going to be quite careful with this because it seems to be coming out of everywhere, this blue colour. I don't know why. So these are the colours for this palette. I much prefer it to the first Vice palette, and I love that. I just think these are so versatile, these shades. They really are for everybody. If you're not somebody that's really big into your glitter or being too adventurous with your eyeshadow, I think you would love this because the first Vice palette was very, very out there. You know, you had your pink and your matte bright blue and you had your glitter, and there are a lot of dark shades in it, and I think this is a palette for everyone. The shades I have on my eyes today, I kept it pretty low key, but they're so beautiful. I actually have on Strike today, which is this gorgeous gold, so you can see that. I have that in the inner corner. And then next to it is called Stash. It's this beautiful dark, kind of olivey green, kind of mossy. I have those two on today, and as my highlight I actually have Habit, which is a matte kind of pinky shade. I just think this is beautiful. The one that had the prang is Prank here, the kind of satiny blue. It's a beautiful shade, but I kind of hate it actually because I spent like 25 minutes trying to get it off my hands and all the other eyeshadows. So pranking myself. We're not on speaking terms at the moment, but I'm sure I will come around and forgive it for ruining the rest of the palette. Really, it looked like an eyeshadow explosion had gone off, but it's okay. You wouldn't notice. So I love these colours. I just love them. There are 20 of them, and they're all brand new. You won't get these in any other palette. I don't think they're going to be released individually. If I swatch a couple of my favourites for you, it's very difficult to choose because I love them all, actually. Ambush is very, very pretty. I really like Ambush. It's this kind of really nice taupey brown. It's gorgeous. Toxic is lovely. Toxic's beautiful. Very, very pretty. Like Freebird from the First Vice palette, but without the glitter, so that's fantastic. Radar is something that's kind of unusual for them because it's a really nice chocolate brown, but it actually has some refined sparkle in it that doesn't fall down, which is nice. We like that. We don't want too much glitter. Shell Shock, which is the silver here. Oh my god, Shell Shock is so pretty. Hang on, let me just all this eyeshadow off. I've spent my entire morning covered in eyeshadow. It's crazy. Shell Shock is like paint. It's actually like, look at that. I mean, that's just crazy. Coax is pretty as well. Coax is really pretty. Like a lavendery pink hybrid. Let me see. We have Derailed. Is that Derailed? Yeah, Derailed. Which is like, I don't know, it's kind of like a brownie grey. It's just beautiful. Damaged is very, very pretty as well, which is the green over here. Damaged is gorgeous. I really like that one. So let me just swatch that for you. Oh, beautiful. Like Loaded, but more jewel toned, I think, a little bit lighter. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope it was helpful. That's the overview of the brand new Urban Decay holiday collection. That's all the products in it. So yeah, if you saw something you like, let me know down below. Let me know what you're going to buy, if you're going to buy anything. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Check the description box for the links, all my social media links and all that good stuff. And I will see you guys very, very soon with lots of tutorials. Bye everyone.